And that is right, with episode 20 here on this rainy day. My dog doesn't like this weather, but there we are. Here on this very rainy day, we will cheer you up as you grab a beer, you sit, like, subscribe, grab a drink of your choice. Doesn't have to be beer, but nice to have a chill out on a Wednesday night, because this is the Raining Rock podcast, and I am Excellence himself, Ricky Goldman, and here is my tag team partner reaching for that hot tag.
Hey.
Here we go. He actually
He's in the ring.
got the tag this time.
He's in the ring.
He actually got the tag this time. But he has to come in, clear house, clock somebody, and win the match.
No beer at the moment, so just coffee, but tomorrow. But all good.
Fair enough. Yeah, like I said, we're going to come in, clear house, and then win the match. So I made a small little video here, because it is the 20th episode. So let me find that. Just a 10-second video I've made, so I'll play that now. Or 20 episodes in, I'll make a video for each 10, so 30, 40, 50, so on and so on.
So what's been your favourite moment of the 20th episode? So far, since we got the 20 episodes, what's been your favourite moment?
Probably, kind of a lifelong dream for me. Like, I'm not interviewing The Rock, I'm never going to do, but interviewing wrestlers, I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to interview wrestlers. We had a champion on here, so yeah, probably that.
You also interviewed the head of For the Love of Wrestling.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that, yeah.
And my favourite one so far is when we did the WrestleMania part. We did the WrestleMania predictions one.
That was a long video. That was...
I know, we had Ryan Lowe, we had...
That was on my main... That was on this channel rather than on the podcast, but...
Well, since the podcast started, that was my favourite one. Like, we had Ryan Lowe, we had Billy, we had... Justin.
Very long video. Was that like about 2-hour video?
2-3 hours. That was nearly longer than WrestleMania itself.
But it's always been a dream for me to get into interviewing wrestlers. So yeah, I've enjoyed that.
Well, the next time you go to wrestling, make sure you give a lot of wrestlers you meet your card and see if they give to their agents. Or else, if you get them a ranch, you can try and organise backstage interviews.
But if it's, for instance, Sergeant Slaughter was one of the names I met this year, they won't paying. They don't do it for free unless... I think Love of Wrestling interviewed him for free, but it was like a 2-minute interview. I don't know. But I don't have money, unless they're willing to do it for free. Then no. But let's get into our dark segment here, which is, of course, each and every week we get right into the kickoff show with this. So what's cooking at the table on the most electrifying podcast in the land, the Raining Rock podcast? So Ian, since last week, what have you been up to?
I lost 4 pounds.
That's good. Do you go to the gym then?
No, not yet. But since after WrestleMania, I started a diet where I cut back chocolates, cakes, biscuits, crisps, and just been eating more fruit and just really cooking more properly, less takeaways. I have a cheeky ice cream every now and again if I'm out somewhere. Like when we was in Bray a couple of weeks ago. You can't go into Bray and not have an ice cream because it's beach weather, and when it's sunny because there's a beach there, and when the weather's sunny, you're tempted into having an ice cream because the big business, there are a lot of ice cream places there. But so one is enough. But lately, I just lost 4 pounds. I could have lost more weight lately, but I feel good about it.
That's good.
But I want to get to. I wouldn't mind getting back to the gym as well.
The weather is atrocious here today. Like I said, raining. My dog doesn't like going out in this weather, so I can't force it to
Oh,
do.
hang on. Let me ask you this question: Is a storm is coming?
I hope not. I'm a wrestling on
Do,
Friday
do, 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 do,
and the
do,
gym and
do,
the
do,
gym tomorrow,
do.
so I want it to be nice weather. I eat a lot of crap, but I do work out like every day, not every day, 4 times a week at the gym. So I work out like
I'm not
crazy.
snobby against takeaway. I'm not snobby against takeaways. I love a good kebab.
But then now I have one takeaway a week, and that's Chinese. But that's it.
Takeaways,
I used to get a take.
whenever if I feel up to it. I love to cook
I
more.
used to get a takeaway when I went to like these wrestling shows I go to, but it's not free and it's very unhealthy. So I take food with me, usually like a salad or something or a sandwich. Make my own sandwich. So yeah,
I do
much
like to
more
make
healthy,
sandwiches as well. Yeah.
much more healthy, and much more cheaper. So, but of course, yes, I've been going to the gym, getting nice and strong. And like I said in the chat earlier, I have I'm good. I can eat a lot of crap, but I have very little body fat, which might not be healthy. I think you need maybe some fat on your body, but
You do, but they're the good fats.
been making some stuff. So this, the final boss, little picture there.
Are you ever going to get the Rock's address and send them to him?
I'm not a stalker. First of all, I'm not a stalker. Secondly, probably get it and think in the bin. And would he even read them? I bet he has a team for that deals with fan mail. And double or nothing card, match card, make my own match cards I could for every single pay-per-view, and bought 3 more t-shirts, and my collection is now up to 328. So
Are you trying? You should aim for the Guinness Book of Records.
I want one for every day of the year. So I'm got Wrestling Crate coming later this month, so that'll be 329. So about another 30, 40, and then I've got one for every day of the year. But this will work at the gym, so it's quite sweaty, but I'll still show it. John Cena, so keep calm and never give up. That could go back in the wash. This one I wore yesterday. No, this is not as sweaty, but John Cena, the champ, is here. So quite vintage one.
You're always a John Cena fan.
I get any wrestling, and The Miz. I think this is quite an old one. I don't think it's a new one. I don't think. But yeah,
that's one of the older. That's probably I'd say 2010, 2011 Miz.
So I did get 3 off the guy, and I bought 4, and he sent 3, so he owes me another one. So that'll be another T-shirt. So that'll be 330 once I get that. So. But yeah, I get them for cheap. So I think that 4 of them cost me 20 quid, five each. So I do get the t-shirts that WB have, like they're 25 quid for a t-shirt. It's like, oh. But I think I've only ever bought like 2 t-shirts from WWE. I bought one when I went to a house show. It's like just so I could say I've been there. But yeah, they are expensive. So losing £4 is good, definitely.
Hopefully, let's see how I haven't weighed myself this week. We'll see how I am next week.
But yeah, the gym for me,
I actually don't feel tempted by chocolate or anything like that. I don't feel tempted by it or anything like that. If people eat it in front of me, I don't feel tempted.
My thing is energy drinks. I drink energy drinks daily, which is probably not the best thing for me. Heart wise, I don't think they're very healthy. But
well, if you remember in the in-betweeners when Will drank a lot of energy drinks, then you'll.
But I think it's probably caffeine. I'm addicted to caffeine, aren't I? Because I drink a lot of coffee as well. So the caffeine I'm addicted to. So let's get to our opening segment. So if like the opening match segment here, and that is, of course, shining a spotlight on movie talk. Have you watched any movies since last week? Did you go to the cinema
but
to
this week I'm
watch?
going. No. But this week I'll be going to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. But I've got to watch Mad Max Fury Road soon with the release of Furiosa this week as well.
Nathan Jones is in that, so I'll watch that because he's in it. But
He was like the Mad Max films are pretty good. Like the original Mel Gibson three are classics.
Yeah, but Nathan Jones is in the new one, so that's one reason that I'll watch it. And two, I've seen the rest, so yeah. So I watched on Netflix The Magician's Elephant. That was okay, kiddie film. I'll sit and watch anything as long as it's all right. I did watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It was okay, just more of the same. Just more of the same. Just like, they keep making them and making them. And they make money, and that's what it's all about. But it's just they keep making them and making them and making them.
They're more advanced. Like they're more advanced effects wise. Like because with the original stuff, it was all costume, and just today it's more effects. Like they're the good ones. Like the only one you should never watch is the Tim Burton remake.
I might have watched that actually. I can't remember, but they just keep making them. It's like, ugh. Yeah, I think I've seen that. I don't know, but they just keep making them and making them. It's like, ugh, another one. And the film I watched on Monday night was another one off Netflix, Thelma the Unicorn, kiddie film, and I think it might have been the people that made Wish Dragon. Wish Dragon was a good film. If you saw that, did you watch Wish Dragon?
No, I don't be watching a lot of these ones on Netflix.
Fair enough. I'll sit and watch anything. The greatest kids film ever, Lion King. You cannot beat that.
Oh, that's a classic. That's a classic. You know, there's a Mufasa prequel coming out in December.
I meant the animated version.
Oh no, the animated version is classic. 100%. Oh no, I agree. I remember seeing it in cinema at 10 years old. It's a classic.
The remake is awful. They put bits in it that weren't in the remake, in the actual film, and it's like...
Yeah, they cut out a few bits out of it. I remember seeing a few... I remember watching a couple of years ago, and I thought like they cut a few bits out of it.
The Lion King was my childhood, and they spoilt it by remaking it. It's like, ugh. But films nowadays are either remakes, CGI, or sequels. It's not many originals are actually any good. But a few other films I've got my eye on later this year is Saw 11. Jesus Christ, they keep making them. Are you going to watch Saw 11?
Yeah, the last Saw that came out last year was pretty good. Like I thought
they're all good.
I thought the one that came out last year was pretty good. Like it was one of the better ones that was set up in between Saw 2 and 3. So I think that's and it kind of gave more explanation to how Jigsaw was in a cancer situation. But like it didn't go overkill on the killings, so that was a good part there. So yeah, I like that one. I like that one better than the last few.
They're all good, but I think the earlier ones were the better ones. I think they just kind of run out of ideas of what traps can they use because you've seen it all before. And another one is, I'm sure it's coming out this year. Is Moana 2 not coming out this year? In November, I think. Moana 2.
Oh yeah, Moana 2 is coming out.
And Red 1, of course, with The Rock in. I think that's coming out this year as well. Him and Chris Evans. The Rock and Chris Evans.
Oh yeah, that's right. Chris Evans is in that one. J.K. Simmons is in that as well.
So I think that was coming out later this year. So I might go to the cinema to watch that and Moana 2.
I thought that was coming to Amazon Prime, that one with The Rock and Chris Evans.
Even better then, I don't have to go to the cinema and spend money.
I think it is, we'll look it up later on.
If it's not, I'll go to the cinema and watch it. And Moana 2. Maybe Saw 11, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get to a bit of a promotion here, and then we'll get into some other stuff. But promotion time is now. I was late putting that up, but yes, all of my protein teas, again, as I say every single week, if you cannot buy a t-shirt, at least get it shared. And all my socials on screen right now. So we'll get to our mid-card segment here. As we make our entrances, the ring announcements have begun. The bell rings. We're between the ropes because it is something. What is it? And it is.
So you're not doing so you weren't at any wrestling events this week?
I'm at one next week. Sorry, no, Friday. BTW. We've got the person who I interviewed about, I think was it last month? No, April. We're in May, aren't we? March, I think it was. Bentley will be defending his title in a fatal four-way match. Looks like a good card. Yeah. BTW is always a good card, so. BTW is always good. I think they've done like 24 shows and I missed 2. So
yeah,
there's certainly a draw to me.
We've got a lot to cover this week, so that's why we have to leave that one out there, because we have to do later on. We have to do our predictions for King and Queen, the Reign, and Double or Nothing.
Ugh. Anyway, just AEW, just ugh. Anyway. So it is, of course, Wrestling Roundup. When we get to this, we'll zoom through the first show here because it is the show that is super fast. WWE Speed. So Tyler Bate defeat Humberto. I like what they're doing with Tyler Bate. He's getting a nice push. Yeah, cool. Silver. What's your rating?
I say silver, but then next week it's Tyler versus Apollo Crews, which should be a bit of fun.
This week. Isn't that not this week? I don't know. I don't know what the match is this week. Apollo's just been like God. When he's super talented, and I've seen him on the Indies before he went to WWE. Uwa Nation, like the crowd loved him, and like what's he done in WWE? Really, like.
Well, he was been
but he's never been over. He's never really been the guy. He won the IC title, and that was it. Like,
it's because he lacks. Although he did have character with his sort of like African King thing, but then they scrapped that when he went to NXT, and then he kind of played this visionary there, where he had the broken eye, and then he was called back onto the main roster.
I would have stayed in NXT. I would have said, I don't want to be called up to the main roster because I know what's going to happen.
Well, like, and when you trust later, I suppose. You trust Vince.
And again, I like the concept of speed. Put it on X, great, genius idea, and that's Peter now because people have got a short attention span. They want quick, fast, great idea. But Apollo Crews, he's going to lose a 3-minute match. Just.
What if he wins and what if he beats Tyler Bate? I mean,
but can you really do much in a 3-minute match? Anyway, so let's get to the show that is on a Wednesday, AEW's main show, their midweek show, their Wednesday night show.
Dynamite.
Which, God, awful. It's awful. Even Jim Cornette, and do you listen to Jim Cornette's podcast?
Sometimes, yeah.
Jim Cornette and Brian Last, who love wrestling, even they're getting fed up. It's like, it's bad. AEW is just a bad show. I want to show I'll show a couple of pictures. So this first picture is, and I think this is, that is, really? Definitely. Okada feels just another guy. Does not feel special. Just another guy on the roster. And whereas Tama Tonga feels special in WWE.
Well, he's going into the King of the
You
Ring
get
in the semi-final on SmackDown with Randy
other
Orton.
people, Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, he's going after a mid-card title that's named after their TV network. Ugh. Edge went after the TNT title. Ugh. It kind of very quickly makes people feel just another guy, just another woman. And the other picture I wanted to show Dynamite was that. Ugh. Ugh. Awful. Awful. To the back half arenas again. Anyway, let's get to the results. So BCC got the 1, 2, 3 on Jeff Cobb and Kyle Fletcher.
A good straight out match there now. We know that Keith Danielson get a bit of momentum as he teams up with FTR and Darby Allin to take on the Elite in the Anarchy in the UK main event, Double or Nothing.
Wasn't a good match, but we'll just move on. The attendance and ratings tell you it wasn't good. AEW, and I'm not your WWE man could say, well, they're not in WWE, so they're awful. AEW has some immense talent. Bryan Danielson, one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. Ospreay, his style's not. I don't like his style, but I get that he's a really good wrestler. Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Edge. But not one of them pulls in the ratings, so is it really that good? Second tag team match saw, no shocker here, Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels took the L to the Young Bucks.
And then they kayfabe fired Christopher Daniels.
I would have thanked the Young Bucks and gone, thank you, I can now go to somewhere.
He's not really actually fired. I'd say he's going backstage or working in Ring of Honor. You won't get Christopher Daniels in WWE now.
Well, no, he's too old.
We said Ryan Lowe's partner kind of looks a bit like Christopher Daniels.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, definitely. Well, much younger Christopher Daniels, but yes. Ryan Lowe and JD King, the brand, good heels. They really get it. They know how to get heat from the crowd. So I definitely stand with the brand. Anyway, Hook was back in action and he quickly beat Sebastian Wolf. Who's that?
And nobody. But this week now, Hook has got Shibata and she's got Shibata and Keith Daniels on Dynamite tonight, and the winner faces Chris Jericho, Double or Nothing. We all know who's winning that one.
So Shibata versus
Brian
who?
Keith, it's Hook versus Shibata and Brian Keith in a triple threat with the winner facing Jericho, Double or Nothing.
I'd have Shibata win that. I don't think you do Hook versus.
They've already done Shibata though with Jericho. They've already done that, so I think you're going to go with Hook again.
Okay. Again, I'll say what I say every week. I mean, nobody's on, does nothing for it. AEW's an indie company on TV. Anyway, Swerve Strickland, that wasn't the main event. Okay. Anyway, he found a win against Brian Cage. Brian Cage doesn't seem to be getting many wins as of late, but
strike back against the Embassy attacking him there. This week he's got Nick Wayne in a warm-up before his match with Christian, Double or Nothing.
Harley Cameron, that I presume is off the indies. And again, I will say what I said last week, I'm never going to stand in the way of an indie wrestler going to WWE, AEW. Cool, it's a payday for them. And then they can maybe, well, they can charge more for it, bookings and say, I had a match in AEW, and the marks will eat that up. But what's it doing for the grander picture of it's not bringing anything in. Anyway, she lost to Toni Storm. That Toni Storm is this where she stripped off or something? Ugh.
No, I think that was on. No, that was on during the Serena Deeb match.
Ugh, ugh. Who wants to see that? I don't go to a wrestling show to see that. That's not wrestling. Anyway,
But hang on, there were a lot of people who were like that during the Attitude Era. We never gave out about that. Yeah, I know women's wrestling has come
so
a long way, I agree, and I've always had a thing for Tony Storm, but we were kind of used to that during the Attitude Era, so we can't stop be pruned and really just.
so AEW stuck in where the Attitude Era is and haven't. So they stuck 20 years ago. Okay, then. And your main event should have been Swerve Strickland, but it wasn't. It was your Continental Champion receiving a win against. I don't know if this was a title or not, but receiving a win against Dax Harwood.
He won that one. By the way, when you were looking at the picture, when you're showing the picture of Adam Copeland being ganged upon by the House of Black, did you see the X interaction between Rhea Ripley and Buddy Matthews? Because Buddy Matthews takes Copeland's ring during the match, and there's a little bit of Twitter interaction or X interaction between Buddy and Rhea.
I don't watch AEW. I just looked at the picture and read the results.
There was a bit of X interaction between Rhea and Buddy Matthews, and Rhea saying, Copeland's been never good against gangs.
Okay. Oh yeah, Judgment Day, I suppose. Yeah, that was awful.
Because Rhea Ripley and Buddy Matthews are in a relationship, remember, as well.
So for Dynamite, God, okay, they gave Hook a win. That's cool, I suppose. I'll be generous and say bronze plus.
I'm going to say silver because I enjoyed. I'm going to say silver because I enjoyed Okada and Harwood there. That was a fun match. I enjoyed.
Fair enough. So moving to the Friday night show, the People's Show, the show that you smell when it's cooking, and I need to go SmackDown that saw the first quarterfinals match in the Queen of the Ring. Well, I thought Tiffany would have gone to the finals, so semi-finals, but she didn't, and she took the L to Bianca Belair.
I was going with Tiffany as well, winning, but I think one of the reaction was, although she's done a lot of shit for it, the video that came up with her voice saying that thing about Jade Cargill, that kind of probably hurt it as well because of the reaction of some people, so they probably acknowledged that. But at the end of the day, Tiffy didn't really need Queen of the Ring. She's not really suited to be Queen compared to other people. So I think she'll get Money in the Bank when we get to that in July. She's the Money in the Bank type. Like, she kind of reminds me of when people like Carmella and Alexa Bliss won it. She has the kind of look that says Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I don't. Right now, I couldn't tell you who else I think should win, but Shayna. I think Shayna, but yeah, probably Tiffany. Like I will get onto this later, but Shayna, like I said, she's a legit fighter. She should be a multi-time world champion by now, but just doesn't have the charisma, doesn't have the personality. Anyway, in the quarterfinals for the King of the Ring, no shock here, Tama Tonga defeating LA Knight.
And this was a good match. Now I'm liking the way they're pushing Tonga. I would have liked to have seen LA Knight get the win, but what we did see during it there, we saw the little confrontation between LA Knight and Logan Paul, which will obviously set that up somewhere down the line, say SummerSlam.
I just wouldn't give Knight the championship. Just so 50-50 poorly booked. It's like ugh.
I know, like whatever he gets, but look, they still see something in him, so they wouldn't have had him do that segment with Logan Paul then. And we know now that the US title was never planned to be on the line, the main event at King and Queen of the Ring. So I'm up before LA Knight and Logan Paul, with LA Knight finally getting his moment.
Money in the Bank? Do you do it at Money in the Bank?
No, you do it at SummerSlam in Cleveland.
I cannot see Logan. Okay, he's not losing in his hometown. And the other thing is, like, Reigns isn't even there, and he's like, he's still the focus. And as much as I love Reigns, it's like he shouldn't be. He's not on TV. Like, just.
But the fans are not really focusing. Like, you're going to hear those chants. The case of
they're
like
setting up for this
after this,
massive, gigantic face turn, this big return, and it's like they was just going to go back into what we were before, which I don't mind, but it's like, okay. Anyway, Nick Aldis was in the ring, talking his words. It was a contract signing, which, as any of you guys, regular viewers know, I really dislike, because it's like we're meant to believe that match isn't official till they sign the contract. It's a way to hype up a match, but that's purely what it is. Logan Paul came out looking, Cody Rhodes did, and Logan bullied Cody. Cody looked very weak because again, suspension of disbelief. Here comes Logan with his team behind him, lawyer behind him, rips up the contract, and no, you will sign this. Bullied.
Well, originally they never planned to put the US title on the line. That was never the plan. That was just a lot of people getting worked up about it.
Cody still looked bullied, though. He still looked bullied into signing, doing what Logan wanted to do. And why would Cody not want the US title? Isn't the whole point of being arrested to win gold?
It is.
None of it made sense. None of it made sense. I just thought, yeah, Cody still looks weak.
No, well, first off, he's not in a hurry to have the US title. He's just won the WWE title now. Let him have a run with that. Let someone else have the US title for now.
Why would he not want the US title? Why would he not want it? Why would he not want the US title?
I'm sure he does want it. I'm sure he does want it.
Right. So why did he agree to not having it then? Why did he agree to not having it?
Obviously, he just wants to stay in his position at the moment and just let someone else have it.
But why would he? No. Wrestling is a very selfish sport, if you want to call it that.
It is.
And the whole point of a wrestler to get into it is to win gold, because gold brings money. So why would he not want the US title? Why not? Screw everybody else. Why would he not want the US title?
Well, for one, like, I don't think he obviously doesn't want to work 2 shifts, and he just wants to focus on his own thing. 2, say if he won the US title. Now let me talk. Say if he won the US title, he'd have to give it up. He'd probably give it up the next day, and we'd go back into a tournament. And we either have to give it back to Logan Paul leading up to SummerSlam.
Okay, in a kayfabe world, why would he not want it? Why would he agree to going, oh, no, it's okay, Logan, I won't have a US title, and I'll sign the contract that you did for me? What? This isn't a champion that's been champion. This isn't a guy that's been champion. Then he's an idiot. Then he's an idiot. He's an idiot. If he doesn't want every championship in WWE, he needs to leave the ring and never come back. He should want every title. Every single one. The world title, US title, Intercontinental title, tag title, should want them all.
Well, he's had 2 out of them anyway. He's already been Intercontinental champion and tag champion. He's already been there.
But he should want them all, because gold brings
money.
At
some point, he will get the US title whenever they decide to.
He won't. He won't. He's not beating Logan Paul. He's a much bigger star, a much bigger name than him. Much bigger. Worth much more money. But he looked weak. This is not a champion a guy been champion for a year. He's been champion 6 weeks, and he already looks weak against a guy that's much bigger star than him. Much more people knew who Logan Paul is. And would I rather be the guy that gets showcased once on a show, or would I have my product promoted throughout every Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-view? Let me think. Which is going to bring more money? So Cody just looked weak. Like, like, contract signs are boring anyway, and they made it even more boring. Anyway.
Well, you could have had him put Logan to the table, because we did see Will Nightingale put Mercedes Moné to a table.
So it's because awful AEW do it, the company should do it, okay? But he still looked weak. Logan bullied him into going, you sign my contract. And he did. Like, idiot.
But
why didn't he not
shouldn't the champion always sign the contract? Wouldn't the champ? He's a fighting champion. Like, he's going to prove his point, so he's going to sign the contract. All champions do it.
But why did?
Go on.
When did Reigns ever get bullied into signing a contract? When did anybody else ever get bullied into signing a contract? Never.
There's
never
been.
been.
Cody is too modest. Cody is too modest.
Never.
His character is just modest.
He has no character. Bland, boring, predictable. You know what he's going to say. Character. He got bullied. Here came Logan and said, no, I don't want to sign that. You're signing this. And he did. Bullied. That's the segment. He got bullied. Let's quickly move on here to the second quarterfinals match in the Queen of the Ring. Your winner by DQ and advancing to face Bianca Belair this week. And I think the person who's going to win the entire thing, Jade Cargill, lost, but Nia Jax won.
A lot of people are giving out about how this match went down. Well, like, for one, you don't have Jade Cargill take a pin only a month after being there and holding gold. Second of all, I think we could see a match with them maybe at Crown Jewel or on the SmackDown after it. Maybe. Depends what they do with Bianca Belair and Nia Jax, because there's two good matches to get out of this one with Lyra Valkyria at Crown Jewel. If you give it Nia, it's an opposing challenge for possible if they decide to go ahead and pull the trigger on Lyra. Although with Bianca Belair, you have a lot of history there, because with all the history both have had with Becky, and now she had a good match with Io on Raw, which we'll get to later. So I'd say she could get a good match out of Bianca. Plus, Bianca was the #1 draft pick, so I don't see why it might be Bianca comes.
So
it might be Bianca that faces
no, I think Nia wins it. Nia wins it all. You're gonna have Jade. We'll get to this later, but Jade and Bianca will defend against Shayna and Zoe, because Jade is in the promo. So you tell me she isn't going to be there. They're defending the tag team titles. Nia Jax wins the entire thing. Give her something. She beat Becky Lynch. That's it since coming back. Like, in tag team action, like I said last week, you just transferred DIY from Raw to SmackDown, and their push continued, which is cool. But I was right, and last week they defeated Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah, that was not a bad match. Now, quickly, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with DIY against Waller and Terry, because you have all the history with Waller against with Gargano, with Waller, and with Terry with the Way. So I like to see where they go with that. Like, hopefully a heel turn is on the way for DIY to reunite them with Candice and Indy.
Not yet, because they have to feud against Waller and Theory, so not yet. They're getting a nice push as face, so I don't know why you turn them heel.
I know, well, Triple H they're Triple H guys, so they're going to get a push.
And then your fourth and final quarterfinal match, but on this time on the male side of things, as the royalty continued with the King of the Ring, the Viper Randy Orton, RKO 1, 2, 3 defeats Carmelo Hayes.
That was a fun match. Carmelo Hayes has been really good since he came to SmackDown. Like, two good matches.
I don't like that he lost this soon into his main roster push, though. The main roster run. It's like, that's another one.
But this is the same thing that we spoke about when Ilya Dragunov lost to Jey Uso. Like, he's still got to earn his stripes. And plus, with Randy Orton winning, you have to still continue that little bit of story with Randy still being the target of the bloodline, because we're getting Randy versus Tama Tonga. I think Randy goes over Tonga on Friday and faces Gunter King of the Ring. One thing though, go on.
I'd have Orton win with DQ. You don't have Tama pinned at all yet.
You don't. You don't see Tama trying to get a pinfall victory over Randy Orton. So, like, Tama can take a little loss there. He's losing to one of the best, so he'll be grand after that. Also, did you not think when Solo Sikoa came out, did he not look a bit like The Weeknd with that red jacket, and blonde hair?
People have said that. Yeah,
he looked a bit like The Weeknd.
Someone has said, I don't know, there's a thing on Facebook, he's the weekday and The Weeknd is the weekend. The Weeknd has done the damn good for it, fam. How many manias has he sung now? 6? 36,
5.
37, 38, 39, 40, okay, 40, 5 manias.
And yet he has yet to perform on it.
He's probably going to sing the theme for this next year's as well. Just like he's made it.
And he has yet to perform on, and he's yet to perform on it.
Does he? Why does he? Doesn't need to do if he's getting millions doing the theme
Like,
for
if you
it.
watch,
So
I know people have seen him live, and he's a good performer.
but for me, I'd have Tama lose by DQ or something just to keep him protected. Orton still gets that win.
Well, with Orton, I think it's going to be pinfall because with Tama and Solo in the corner, you could have Kevin Owens come out, maybe LA Knight as well because the Bloodline interfered on that one. Maybe the Street Profits because they were taken out by the Bloodline.
Let's not completely overbook the match like an AEW match, but
like, there is
decent
options, but
SmackDown.
We've seen the Bloodline take those three out.
Decent SmackDown, little bit filler, but I understand. Yes, they're concentrating on King Queen of the Ring. Silver, your rating?
I'm going to say Silver as well.
2 matches and 2 fresh matches and 2 new faces on Level Up. Those new faces you saw on NXT very quickly backstage. So which we'll get onto in this. So she was in the second match here, but in the first match, Jasper Troy lost to Tavian Heights. If Tavian Heights going to get a push, why not? And the person you saw in NXT picked up a win on Level Up, Layla Diggs and Brinley Reese, who seemed to can't get a win on NXT, but they seemed to get a win on Level Up. Went over Carly Bright and Kendall Ray. Cool. You're getting new faces, getting wins. That's what it's all about. Silver, I'll say. So Collision and Rampage were just, again, one thing. Way too, like, 3 hours of... Tony Khan not learn 3 hours of wrestling is too much. Like, Raw is most weeks a drag. It's like 3 hours. Like, just think about it, watching a 3 hour movie every week. And it's not a good movie. Like, Anyway, Will Ospreay continues his winning ways. Can't see him losing anytime soon, and he certainly didn't lose this one. As he went over someone that will be on Dynamite this week, and that was Shane Taylor.
Good, easy enough. With Ospreay obviously winning, they're building momentum into his match with Roderick Strong at Double or Nothing. There, he's going to be teaming up with. Interesting turnaround. Dynamite tonight, he's teaming up with Orange Cassidy, who he beat at the first Forbidden Door, and they're taking on Trent Beretta and Roderick Strong. I think you could make some changes in there. You could change that into either a 4-way or a triple threat at Double or Nothing instead of making them both one-on-one.
Maybe. We'll see what happens tonight on Dynamite. I won't be watching it, but I'll certainly check afterwards what's happened. See, the thing that Will Ospreay is meant to be is, you have Will Ospreay on Collision that gets 400,000 ratings. Like, it just devalues them. Just like, that's like who? Reigns. Oh, that's the only really name I can think of. The Rock going competing on NXT. Like, as great as NXT is, that's not going to happen. Anyway, Johnny TV, John Morrison, call him what you like. Still can't get a win. Yeah, lost to Hook.
Well, he's too busy with Johnny and Taya on the AEW YouTube page.
I don't watch I don't watch that unless it's the buy-in zero or call it what you like. That's the only time I watch it. I might catch the occasional interview, but it's painful. Shibata, don't know, can't remember his first name, so I'll just call him Shibata. He got the 1, 2, followed by the 3 over Rocky Romero.
I could see Rocky Romero reuniting with Trent, and they could probably take Roppongi Vice will take on Cassidy and Shibata at some point.
You would hope so. Hopefully, Rocky to do something. Rocky Romero seems to have done nothing. Hopefully, he gets some sort of usage push, something. Boulder, who I think might be related to The Rock, is that The Rock's long lost cousin?
No.
Anyway, Boulder, I presume, again, indie guy. No surprise, did the job to Keith Lee. Keith Lee hasn't had a win out for a long time, has he?
Jesus, Keith Lee came back.
That's what he said on Collision, yeah.
Well, like he was trapped in Ring of Honor for a while, and then he went for surgery. Then he was caught on camera at the Hall of Fame.
He's
Do you remember
trapped in Ring of Honor.
Oh, I think he's someone I'd actually like to see leave AEW and go back to WWE under Trips. I think Trips could. But the thing is, though, if he was to go back to WWE, I'd want to see him get himself into shape because what we hear is true. Poor Keith Lee.
Wow, what's happened?
No, ever since like a couple of years ago. Do you remember when they changed Walter into Gunter?
Yeah.
And do you remember when Keith Lee was Bearcat Lee before he got fired from WWE?
Ugh, unfortunately,
and then when he found out about Walter, he said, "If that's true, poor Walter." And then Gunter got himself into real shape, and we all know what's happened from there. And we've seen what's happened, unfortunately, with Keith Lee.
I wouldn't say poor Walter Gunther. I would say it's very well worked out for him.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, he's in incredible shape. So it was Cassidy versus Cassidy. Orange Cassidy took on Isaiah Cassidy, but it was the Orange Man coming out on top.
Well, Orange Cassidy expected to get more momentum in there going into his match at Double or Nothing. I think that should be changed when we get to Double or Nothing now. I think that should be a four-way or triple threat. I think Orange Cassidy should go back into the international title scene.
Some women's action was on hand as building momentum heading into this Sunday's pay-per-view with Serena Deeb, and that momentum came by Anna Jay.
Oh, this was the one where they showed the Tony. This is the one where they showed the Tony Storm striptease behind the sheet.
See, unfortunately, most wrestling fans nowadays are just, and I'm just speaking in general, weird pervs, just like, and they would enjoy that, so it doesn't put heat onto Tony. Because that's as close you're going to get to a woman. So,
but I'm a wrestling fan. I'm a wrestling fan.
I'm saying, I know, and some wrestling fans have a wife, family, and all of that. I'm saying in general.
Oh, I know a few who do. And I know a few who do.
And I'm not saying that I'm God's gift to women and I'm a Casanova or anything. I've not got a girlfriend. But that's by choice because by choice I don't like people and they cost money and ugh. But in general, wrestling fans are some weird pervs and they'd enjoy something like that. So it doesn't put heat onto Tony Storm, is what I'm saying. Jack Cartwheel, again I presume, was found on the Indies. Jobbed out to Nick Wayne, who's also got a match this week against Swerve Strickland.
Yeah.
And your main event for Collision was 6-man tag team action as The Righteous, along with Lance Storm, took the L to Bryan Danielson and FTR.
Give a bit of more momentum there. But actually, well, hang on. What about, there was also Adam Copeland versus Kyle O'Reilly.
That was last week.
But no, because they had on Wednesday. Do you remember when during in Double, they had the House of Black take on when they attacked Adam Copeland, Kyle O'Reilly came out and he got a shot then against Copeland and has now put himself as a target for the House of Black.
Kyle O'Reilly took on Lee Moriarty on Saturday on Rampage.
Oh, right. Well, then he's also facing Malachi Black on Wednesday.
Okay, I presume Malachi Black will win that to build momentum for.
It's kind of well, it's also kind of funny as well because if you remember your history, when Kyle O'Reilly debuted for NXT, his debut match was against Aleister Black, who was building a lot of momentum
Was it?
in that. Yeah, in 2017. It was the same year Bobby Fish and Adam Cole were signed to NXT at the time when they left Ring of Honor. And both two of them were the first, their debut matches were against Aleister Black.
Okay. But yeah, Kyle O'Reilly got the win against Lee Moriarty. Your thoughts on that?
Well, that gives Kyle some momentum after losing to Copeland, but we know he's going to probably lose to Malachi Black. It'll be a good match still. Like, they had a good match on NXT when Kyle O'Reilly debuted, so expect a good one tonight.
Roosh defeated Cody Chun, spelled C-H-H-U-N. How would you pronounce that? I don't know, but
Chun, C-H-U-N.
Chun. That, okay, then Chun, yeah. Rush, so Rush got the win against him.
Roosh,
yes. I saw Ring of Honor show in Bolton. That was a good show. The attendance wasn't that good, but it was good to see Ring of Honor live. So, and you got 2 t-shirts for 20 quid, so that was good as well. So I got the 2 t-shirts for 20 quid offer. Deonna Purrazzo, that seemed to have just gone into nothing, but she was on the winning ways against Robin Renegade. And Brian Cage did get a win, and that came at the hands of Anthony Bowens.
Cool. So when over Anthony Bowens, do we see Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony going into the six-man tag team picture?
Isn't it Bullet Club Gold, they're tag team champions?
Bullet Club Gold, and they're kind of feuding with Death Triangle at the moment.
So that'll probably be added to
Double or Nothing.
Yeah, Double or Nothing. See, I don't mind if they keep. Again, I'll say this each and every time. The pay-per-views are way too long, 6 hours. If you count the buy-in, pre-show, whatever it's called, 6 hours. But if they keep the main card to 9 matches, I suppose that's not too bad. It's better than 5 that WWE do, I suppose. Anyway.
Then again, 5. Well, 5 matches, though, if the flow is good, it goes by quick, though. That's the thing. Like, you don't want fans to be tired out after a while, so 5 is an okay amount. And you get them quite long, at least.
But it's somewhere like Backlash, I think they should have had 6, 7 matches. They've never done a pay-per-view in France before. The crowd was wild, to say the least. So, anyway, for Collision and Rampage, a collective rating here. God. Kyle O'Reilly got a win. Roosh got a win. Silver. I'll actually give you a silver. Your rating?
Silver for Collision, bronze for Rampage.
Going straight ahead to the show on 1 a.m. live Monday night here in the UK.
Well, 8 p.m. or 7 if you're watching from America.
That is a show that's been going for 30 years, over 30 years now. Monday Night Raw saw Chad Gable and Sami Zayn kicked off Raw, and a surprising win for Chad Gable here. I thought,
Chad Gable was actually a lot of. There was a lot of focus on Chad Gable for this week's edition.
I thought a DQ finish, count out finish here, but this means he's probably not winning.
I kind of went. Sorry.
It means he's probably not winning on Saturday, but yeah, he got a win over the Intercontinental champion. Your thoughts? So your thoughts?
It was a good match. Now, the first match they had for the title was better. No, I like Chad Gable was kind of the main feature of this whole show because first they started with him and Sammy, and then he's belittling the rest of the Alpha Academy because when he was doing that, it kind of reminded me of Kurt Angle and Daniel Bryan when they were heels. Then you had Maxine. She was supposed to hit Sammy. She didn't. She walks out. Then you have Otis, and Otis is going to do. He's about to smack him, and he turns away. Then later, as Sammy goes for the lubricant, Otis actually gets the hit on him, and that's Chad Gable happy there. You actually thought Bronson Reed would interfere, but he didn't. So later on, Sammy is dealing with Bronson Reed, saying that Bronson's going to destroy him. Otis comes in and just says, "Look, man, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have." And then just Sammy saying to Otis, you're better than this. Chad Gable is just very manipulative. Look, I know what it's like to be part of someone who manipulates you to do what he wants. If you don't, he destroys you, attacks you. You're better than this. Don't do what he says. And then the other good thing with the Chad Gable, like there were two things here. Like one, we had Chad Gable also doing a backstage interview of confidence for his match, but that gets cut off when I forget his name, from the LWO, Raul Mendoza gets attacked by Carlito.
Oh yeah.
Raul Mendoza. Cruz del Toro, and he's attacked by Carlito. But then later, before the main event, we're seeing Chad Gable talking with the Creed brothers. Now, there are talks of an alliance between the two, and then we see Otis come out and Chad saying, like, "You're going to be there in my corner when I go into the triple threat. You know what you have to do. You're setting him up to take the fall. You take the apology with Sammy."
If this means a push for the Creed brothers, I'm all for it. Jesus Christ, they lost. For those who check, and there's probably not many, I'm probably one of the very few that checks the main event results, but they lost to AOP on main event. Like, oh, God.
It also could lead to a push for Otis as well in the near future. Otis was really over on Raw. Like, we know Otis has been over in the past. Like, we saw what happened with the Mandy stuff in 2020. And then it all went to hell after that when Mandy got drafted to Raw and he lost Money in the Bank to Miz. He disappeared. He was down for a while, and then he went with Chad Gable, and Chad Gable kind of gave him a bit of a boost.
I don't think he was ever meant to win. He did win it, but I don't think he was ever meant to win Money in the Bank. You don't look at Otis to think, oh, he's World Championship material. You look at him and think, it was funny. It was funny, but the joke was over fairly quick.
But that's why he got it mostly, because he was quite entertaining during the pandemic era.
Okay.
The stuff with Mandy was very good.
Bronson Reed ran through Level Up Superstar, they called him. Cale Dixon won by referee stoppage. It's horrendous new generic music.
Well, they turned him into a monster. That was a brilliant way to debut Braun Breaker on Raw. They made him into an ultimate savage. That's what you do. You build him up to be this ultimate savage for a while, destroying people, and then you'll get someone to stop him. Like, for what we saw on Raw, the first one or two people that are going to try and stop him are Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov, because we saw that spear he gave to Ricochet. So possible triple threats very soon.
But if you want Braun to push Braun, he could have speared anybody, and he speared the Speed champion. Not many people watch Speed. Some people do, but whatever. Are you okay that I suppose it's a good way to build him? You know, my concern is his music. Awful generic theme. Ugh. Why did they change it? I don't know, but they did. So we went into a match that could have easily been in Saudi. Don't know why it wasn't. For the World Tag Team titles, Awesome Truth, no shocker, retained against the Judgment Day.
Leading into more problems for Judgment Day. Like, there was one thing I wasn't thinking at the time, because there was an opening set. There was a segment with Truth and Miz getting ready, and Truth was saying that he was talking to Andre, and Andre would be in her corner. I didn't know what he meant by that. And then all of a sudden, Braun Strowman comes out because he's going to have a match with JD McDonough next week after King Queen Ring, and he just chases them off and allows Awesome Truth to get the win back. Like, they had Carlito in their corner as well, because they were doing both Carlito and Dominic.
I was expecting either A, Omos to come out, or B, somebody like who? I don't know, who's small in WWE? Not El Torito, but somebody like that to come out and go, it's Andre the Giant. And R3 thinks,
yeah, I don't think we're getting like you would have gone. You would have gotten that in the Vince era, not in this Triple H era.
But that's what I was kind of expecting, and it led to nothing really. It led to Braun, but okay.
I didn't think of Braun. I forgot the Braun stuff. I just forgot about Braun there. So.
See why they haven't just kind of thrown together Braun versus Priest at Saudi. They could easily just throw that together.
Obviously, because they're trying to build more for Priest and Drew.
Priest isn't even defending the title. Oh, poor Priest. Did you notice anything backstage when Balor and Priest were talking? Did you notice anything?
There was apparently something for the Demon. There was some sort of sign the Demon was coming back.
So that's what they're building to, but I think Priest loses in Scotland. So you might see a match at SummerSlam non-title, but who cares?
That match could go either way, but we'll get to that later.
So you had the first of the finals, the Queen of the Ring, put on your crown because Ireland's own Lyra Valkyria advanced. Good match. It's just her personality. She's just not good on the microphone. Whole package brilliant. For me.
Absolutely brilliant.
Whole package for me. She's good and decent in the ring, but on the microphone, ugh. She advanced after Io Sky should have won this for me, but she didn't. Lyra Valkyria advances.
I'm liking it now. I was happy. I really like Lyra. Yeah, she needs a bit of character work, but when she wrestles, she does the job. Like I'm still. I think she's my pick. I think she's going to win this one. I think there's a lot of faith in her. I think Triple H, Shawn Michaels liking her. Being connected with Becky Lynch helps her as well. So.
But she's awful. She's not that good in the ring, and she's awful on the microphone. Whereas Nia Jackson come out and be, I won this, I won this.
But the interesting thing, fact about Joe, how long the match was.
20 minutes, 25 minutes.
It was 19 minutes, and like every women's match during the Queen of the Ring in 2021, all those matches added a total of 18 minutes. They were a lot shorter.
I like that they're making these matches feel important. The fact that it's not just come in, do your finisher, gone. They're fighting for this, so I like that. But
yeah, that's the aspects we're getting in the Triple H era now. We're focusing more on wrestling.
I would have had Io win the entire thing. That's a win for Damage Control. But we'll get to Damage Control later here. Speaking of Becky Lynch, she came out, cut a promo. So did Liv Morgan. Built the match, but
yeah. Did you notice actually during one backstage segment, Liv Morgan came out of a car with Finn Balor?
Isn't he married? But she's not. She's single.
Yeah, this is the idea of Liv
however tiny, however small, however minuscule, there's a chance. I've got a chance.
Liv Morgan joining Judgment Day.
It might be a tiny chance. It might be microscopic, but I've got a chance with Liv Morgan. It might be tiny, but everyone has a chance. So speaking of Damage Control, Fatal 4-Way Women's Action that featured Kenny Katana Chance, Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, Damage Control, and Maxine Dupree. And so we start Ivy Nile. Shayna Baszler's always talking me on top. I love it, but they're not going to win the tag team titles. So
I know, but true. But did you notice that kind of Ivy Nile had some look? Maxine took the pin. She had some look that just as anger. So this is a sign that we're going to see the Creed and Ivy Nile take out the Alpha Academy and then form the alliance with Chad Gable.
Maybe. Oh, well, yeah, okay. And in your main event, a very uneventful Raw, get your wands, well, your wands up in no long part of the bloodline, is he? But Yeet for Jey Uso taking on Gunther in the semi-finals, King of the Ring fight, semi-finals and the King of the Ring. No shock here, Gunther makes Jey Uso pass out to advance to the finals.
It was the right call. I was going through two minds of that match. Like, if you go for Gunther, they're going to put SmackDown on Randy Orton. If you go for Jey, they're going to give the SmackDown side to Tama Tonga. It was the right call. I don't think the King of the Ring should be focused on making a new star and not taking a sideline for the Bloodline story. It has to be Gunther. It has to be Gunther Norton.
But Tama Tonga is a new star. Yeah.
But yeah, but like he's not ready for that sort of push yet. He's not ready for that sort of push yet.
So for me, very much a filler role. Bronze minus. Ugh.
I'm gonna say silver for all the stuff with Chad Gable, Io versus Valkyria, and Gunther versus Jay. My only flaw with that one was also it was cut so short at the 4 o'clock mark.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's 4 a.m. Get off screen. Next, we don't want the next show on. Whenever the next show is after all, I think it's on some sport. I don't know. NFL will be something like that. I don't know. Anyway, the show that happened just one day ago, NXT, quite an eventful one, quite a good one this week that saw kicking off with women's action, and the heel turn has certainly worked out for her because Family Henley, she's now in that ladder match at Battleground in a few weeks, and she did that by getting a win against Thea Hale.
I was thinking Tia Hale will get her moments on this one, but you also have to have Fallon Henley look strong as she's only just turned heel. And then you had that one that came out to avenge JC Jane. So that's going to be another roadblock for Tia Hale. Because, like, you can't hate Tia Hale. Like, she puts her heart in. Like, she's just very fun and bubbly to watch.
I do like the heel turn for Fallon has worked out for her. Like, that's what she needed.
Oh, yeah. No, like, she needed. Like, she was losing a lot. She was trying to be the hard-working, honest girl. It didn't pay off. She turned heel. It might benefit her in the long run, so we just have to wait and see.
I would just probably change your look up a little bit and maybe a theme song, but maybe that was going to come. We'll wait and see. Tag team match to the tag team titles. Luca Crucifino getting a tag team title shot. I loved this. Him and Stacks. Okay, they didn't win. Axiom and Nick Fraser retained, but I also like they lost because of a storyline reason. No Cat's Quarter Crew costing him the win, so that's good. The champions won, but the champions lost because of a reason.
Yeah, it was good to because we're probably going to see a rematch with Dempsey and the Dawn probably at NXT on the NXT pay-per-view on Sunday.
Yeah, maybe, possibly. Triple threat action. Wesley, Josh Gacy. Somebody on Facebook called him Josh Briggs.
Gacy,
sorry,
yeah.
Josh Briggs, and the wrong person. Josh Briggs. So someone called him Jordan Briggs on Facebook. That must be his brother. Anyway, Wesley, Josh Briggs, and Joe Coffey. Triple threat action. Double pin. So now you've got Wesley, Joe Coffey taking on Obafemi, triple threat action at Battleground.
That was a fun match. That was my favorite match of the night. Now I just thought it was three styles, and small high flyer taking on two big powerhouses, one powerhouse and one technical wrestler. So one street fighter and a technical wrestler. So.
And for those people that know who trained The Rock for Mania, I liked that he said,
I
don't answer to you, to Ava. I answer to the final boss, because obviously The Rock's Ava's father, and Gallus trained The Rock. So all makes sense for those that know.
But we didn't see the last of Gallus as well on this episode of NXT.
We've got another women's match. Jadea Parker that's racking up win after win. I love the push that she's getting, and she defeated Level Up star Brinley Reese.
I think she was the right choice, that one. So you got two heels winning this week. Next week, probably two faces to make it 3-for-3 for the 6-pack ladder match.
we'll have to wait and see who's in that match. But who would I give the title to? Probably a heel, I reckon, but we'll see. Dante Chen with the much needed win. I can't remember the last time he got a win. He doesn't win on main event. For those who check the results, he doesn't win on Level Up. I think it's been a good year since he's got a win, but he defeated Lexus King.
The first man Lexus King beat was Dante Chen. So this was what's his name?
Robert Stone.
Robert Stone getting a bit of payback on him now. Like, he needed something to do. He's in the production job. We don't know whether he's going to the main roster to go back with Chelsea Green, so because that's been rumored for a while. We know he's working the production team on NXT.
And then we have Trick Williams. A little bit confused what's going on here, but we had Trick Williams coming out, got the microphone, then Metaphor did. Gallus attacked Trick. Javon Evans made a save. All that cool, but I presume it's Noam Dar versus Trick at Battleground.
Well, Noam Dar was taken out. Well, Noam Dar was taken out, so maybe we get Trick taking on probably, maybe not Joe Coffey, maybe Wolfie.
I still think it's been Noam Dar. I think Noam Dar.
Yeah, I think Noam Dar.
I think Noam Dar took himself out. I don't really think he really got took out. He's trying to cause friction between Lash and Trick. I think that's what the thing is.
Have you heard the rumors also that Gallus might get after NXT that Gallus may get called up to the main roster to be with Drew?
I bet the Rockers requested that. They trained me, get them called up to the main roster.
Oh, they're brilliant. Maybe they'll get called up after Battlegrounds though.
More women's action, tag team action this time. That saw Natalia with a much needed win, and Carmen Petrovic on the winning team against Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler.
This was my favorite of the women's match. I loved the work that both teams are doing there. I love particularly Lola Vice has really stepped up her game in NXT now, and she was just nearly about to get the win. I thought she'd get them over with the sharpshooter. Natty turns her over there. Then you have Shayna come out, and Petrovic then gets her spot there, and then Natty then gets the pin on Lola, and then Lola then turns on Shayna. Shayna goes all monster, chokes her out, and then we lead to an NXT Underground match at Battleground.
That is right. Ava came out, made the match. Battleground, Underground match.
No, Joe, I would have made it. I would have made it a Lion's Den match.
So this is why I'm saying I think Shayna and Zoe get their title shot on Saturday. You don't go to a random Raw, random SmackDown. Ugh.
I don't think they'll get it yet, especially with Jade feuding probably going into another match with Nia. They're not going to let that stand with Jade and Nia. They're going to get that.
You don't have. I don't think you have Shayna lose to Lawler and then lose to Jade and.
Yeah, but they can't. But say if Bianca wins, you won't have that match then at King Queen Ring because it could be Bianca versus Lyra.
I think Nia wins. I think they give Nia the entire thing just to come out and say, "I won this." Not that it really means anything, but there you go. So silver for this week's NXT. Your rating for it?
I'm going to say gold and a half, maybe gold and a half. I enjoyed the women's tag match. The triple threat was fun. The stuff with Gallus is quite interesting to see. It's good to see Gallus being built back strong. If this is their last few weeks after NXT Battleground, they'll go to the main roster. So we just have to wait and see. Oh, another thing also, there was another thing as well that took my mind. I can't remember what it was, but I thought there was something that happened on it that I can't remember. Oh, we also had a Wendy Chu show video as well.
I thought I was so convinced. Not really, but that was the entire AEW audience every single week.
Oh, speaking of which, we're going to go back to sleep. Another thing that
AEW's on. Let's go back to sleep. Who cares? That's why the ratings are even as high as they are, because people watch it, fall asleep, and forget to turn it off.
Oh, another thing that took my mind is they're going to announce Roxanne Perez's opponent for Battleground.
So a main roster star. Do you think that'll be then?
Well, we know now the match of Heat Wave that she was supposed to have with Julia has to be postponed because Julia sprained her wrist at the Stardom show, so she's going to be out for a while. So we'll have to wait there. There is rumors that Tegan Knox could get called back to NXT.
Ugh. What are they doing with her? Is she injured again?
She's on SmackDown. No, she's on SmackDown at the moment. I think she's on SmackDown. But I think if they're doing no, if they got nothing for her, I'd say put her back on NXT. Might help her develop something.
Okay, so I'm going to play a bit more promoting here, and then we'll get to, well, Ian's going to do some predicting, so let me play this first.
To never miss a second, never miss an upload, never miss anything I do, and never miss when I go live doing watch parties and my brand new podcast, live Wednesday nights at 8 p.m, the Reigning Rock Podcast. Add me on Facebook, Ricky J. Pate. Whilst there, search on Facebook, WWA World Wrestling Alliance. Follow me on X at Ricky Goldmans. Head over to Pro Wrestling Tees and search Goldmans1 and head over to my YouTube channel. Search, like and subscribe to the People's Wrestling Channel. That once again, the People's Wrestling Channel.
That is right. And me, like, subscribe, do all of that right now. So let's get to our semi-main event segment, which is somewhere here, and that is, okay, we'll do WWE first, so we'll do so WWE preview. So just my quick thoughts are, I don't think 5 matches is enough, but yeah, so I think they'll add another one. I think they'll add 6. I think you had the women's title match, tag title match. So let's do this one first. So it's Lyra Valkyria in the Queen of the Ring finals, taking on either Nia Jax or Bianca Belair. Your predictions for this?
I'm going to say on this occasion, I think Bianca's going to win on SmackDown on Friday because of the Jade Cargill player part. Plus, it's kind of also interesting because Bianca and Randy Orton have been favorites of Triple H for a long time, and the other two people are set up to be stars for the future on this Triple H regime. That he's got good choices there. So, like, it will be a fun match. If it's Bianca, I expect a fun match out of it with Lyra. But on this occasion, I'm going to say Lyra wins because if Becky Lynch is planning on taking time off after King and Queen of the Ring because of the situation with her contract running out in 3 weeks, you need someone to kind of fill that void in the Irish wrestling scene and push so you can lure more Irish talent into WWE. So I'm going to say Lyra.
What lures more Irish talent into WWE is money. Money. Lore is money. It's money. That's what any wrestler wants to go into WWE for. Money. So you face versus face in the finals. So who do we cheer for? So it's Lyra versus Bianca. Who are we cheering for?
Cheer for both.
And how does that work? How does that? So if you're cheering for both, who's over?
Ooh, I would say Lyra on this occasion. Maybe Bianca.
Nobody.
If you go with crowd as well,
if the crowd is cheering for both, nobody's over. It's heel versus face, and you're cheering for the heel to overcome the face. The battle of evil versus good. That's the wrestling. That's what wrestling is. If it's face versus face, and the crowd are cheering for both, no one's over. So no, it'll be Nia Jax versus Lyra. I think Nia wins the entire thing. Like, tell me a good face versus face match. I can't think of one.
John Cena versus Daniel Bryan, SummerSlam 2013. Brett versus Davey Boy Smith, 1992.
Okay, good match. Daniel Bryan and Cena wasn't good. It was right. Cena versus Daniel Bryan was okay. Wasn't good. What else?
Brett versus Davey Boy, 92. Hogan versus Warrior, 90. Shawn versus Iron Man, 96.
Warrior heel did up more than Hogan did. Brett healed it up more than Bulldog did, but surely one of them healed it up more than the other one did. Anyway, so again, there's never been a good hit, so a handful of decent matches. Gunther versus either Randy Orton or Tama Tonga, King of the Ring finals.
Randy to defeat Tama on SmackDown, and then what could be my favorite match of the night, maybe, unless it's Lyra Belair. I'm going to say Gunther wins this one, wins the King of the Ring. Randy doesn't need this one. You build this up so you can make Gunther into a top main event star.
Lyra's in the ring. She's not bad in the ring, but it's a whole package for me. Like, hence why somebody like Will Ospreay, which we'll get into shortly here, but Will Ospreay isn't over, because I don't care if he has a 20-star match. He's crap. He's awful in the microphone. Has no character. Triple threat action sees the Intercontinental title defended. Sami Zayn defending against not one but two, and those two are Chad Gable, Bronson Reed.
Sami to retain. Either one of them takes the pin, either Chad takes the pin, which is probably going to be done if Otis attacks him and costs him the match. Then you set up the split with Alpha Academy on Raw, or Bronson takes the pin, which keeps Chad in the title scene.
Yeah, I think Bronson takes a pin, yeah. Again, another one that's okay in the ring, but zero personality. We'll go back to another women's match on the Raw side of things. Becky Lynch takes on Liv Morgan, women's world heavyweight title up for grabs.
Liv to win. Liv to win.
I'm split. I'm split here. I think. Do you give it to Liv because she's never been hotter? I think she's doing some fantastic work right now. She's never been hotter. But Becky's I've been chumming for 3-4 weeks. So
yeah, I think you gave this to Liv. Yeah, you give this to Liv.
That's how it should. That's how it should be. Right. It should be split. It shouldn't be. This person's definitely going to win because.
It's going to be Liv. Actually, Liv is the number one merch seller in the women's division.
If it is added for Shayna and Zoe to take on Bianca and Jade, you see champions retaining?
Yeah.
And in your main event, it's Logan Paul, the actual star in this one. Anyway, Logan Paul takes on Cody Rhodes, undisputed title on the line.
Cody wins. Cody retains.
I don't think he's 100%. I think he does, but I'm not 100% he wins because he's not doing his job as champion. So if WB are looking at money, Logan Paul brings in a lot more eyes to the product. So I don't think I'm not saying that Cody's going to lose anytime soon. I don't think he loses until August. But if WB are looking at it as who brings in more money, who brings in more eyes to the product, Logan Paul definitely. So then we've obviously got a double main event, double pay-per-view this weekend. So let me just do this. Double or Nothing. Looks like a decent card. Yeah. If you keep it at 9 for the main card and then 3 or 4 for the buy-in 0 hour, fair enough. But again, 6 hours for a pay-per-view is just too long.
And on the 5th anniversary of the launch of AEW.
6. They started in 2019.
Yeah, 5 since 2024.
So this is not the 6th. Is this not the 6th pay-per-view then?
No, it's 5. Because 9 and 5 is 14. 2019 and 5 is 2024.
Right.
I did get an A in maths now.
5 years. 5 years then just feels like it feels like forever. Anyway, in singles action, Orange Cassidy goes 1-on-1 against Trent Beretta.
Orange Cassidy.
This is just a throwaway match. They give it to Trent, but whatever. Non-title, I thought this was for the title, but it isn't. John Moxley goes toe-to-toe with Takeshita.
Inosuke Takeshita. And John Moxley. John Moxley.
I think Moxley loses because if he KT, I'll call him KT just because I can't pronounce his name. If he wins, he gets a title shot. So I think they probably do that for Dynamite.
No, I think Moxley. I think Moxley on this one. I think he's Kenosuke seems to be unhappy wrestling in America anyway. For what I've read there, he seems unhappy wrestling in this.
And also, why? Let's say KT wins, gets a title shot. That title will be defending in AEW. What sense does that make? When does WWE ever have somebody from another company come in and defend their title? Never.
Well, you see, the month after Double or Nothing is Forbidden Door, so we're going to see more of New Japan talent in there, and especially with the IWGP title.
But when does WWE ever have anybody from another company come in and defend their title?
No, well, they don't really need to anyway. So
because they concentrate on themselves. They don't want to promote other companies. They promote themselves. Hence why they're 10,000 reasons why they're so big, but they don't promote other people. God, so far those two matches could easily be on a Dynamite. Anyway, this one could be as well. Like it's just mayhem. It's all these matches are just a mess. Just like ugh. Anyway, Anarchy in the Arena sees the Elite battle Team AW.
The Elite.
Probably, but I think. Like, didn't they have Darby Allin return on AEW?
Yeah, and he wasn't fully recovered. He got hit by a bus and he's still kind of wrestling with a broken leg. It shows just how desperate AEW are. They're bringing somebody back that's just got hit by a bus to do some horrible spot in this match. There's a time and place for hardcore stuff, and I'm not like squeamish. I'm not like, but when there's blood every single time, gets too much. This could also probably be on a Dynamite. They could like hype it up and it'd be on some Dynamite special. But the barbed wire steel cage match, but Malachi Black challenges Adam Copeland, Edge for the TNT title. Adam Copeland retains this one. This is actually Malachi Black's first singles match in AEW in a while. And then there's talk that his contract might be coming up soon.
Making her official debut after 2 months, but AEW is where the best wrestle, so why should not wrestle there? Mercedes Moné challenges Will Nightingale for the TBS Championship. Ugh.
I'm gonna say Moné.
Yeah, just like this. They paid her $10 million. She hasn't wrestled for 2 months, and she's gone after a mid-card title named after their network. Boy, does Tony Khan make devalued. Will Ospreay challenges Roderick Strong for the International Championship.
I'm going to say Will Ospreay if they're not going to add him to a title match when we get to All In Wembley. But then again, I'd like to see because we have the match. We have on Dynamite this week we have a tag match with Ospreay and Orange Cassidy teaming up against Roderick Strong or Trent. I'd like to see that be a triple threat and add Orange Cassidy in the match because then you can have Orange Cassidy win his 3rd international title by pinning Strong. He doesn't pin Ospreay, keeps Ospreay strong, and then you can have Ospreay versus whoever for the AEW Championship. Or make it a fatal 4-way if you decide to add Trent in it, if you decide to change the match.
I'm not opposed to that. I think they keep Ospreay look strong. But if keeping it as it is, I think, Ospreay wins, Strong been champion for 2 months, and who's he really beat to make it feel special? Serena Deeb that has come out from nowhere. She challenges Toni Storm for the AEW Women's Championship.
I'm going to say Toni Storm. Toni Storm beats Serena Deeb. Maybe possible. Do we see a return of Britt Baker or Jamie Hayter back in the fold? We haven't seen them in a while.
Who knows? Before we'll get to this match, somebody else that seems to not know what's happening with them is Ricky Starks. Like, he's cleared, and they haven't got anything. They haven't got anything for him, and he's like,
and his contract is up in June.
He's on his way to WWE then. Anyway, for the AEW Men's World.
Mark Henry's contract with AEW expires at the end of the month.
Don't you imagine he stays there? He's just a commentator, isn't he? Does he commentate? I don't even know.
No, he just does the interviews for the main event on Rampage and then says, "It's time for the main event," which he's doing.
Well,
I think he says a lot of things about them on open radio.
So from world champion to some
Hall of Famer,
some Hall of Famer, so from that to some segment on AEW that nobody really knows what he's doing. So for the AEW Men's World Championship, Christian Cage wants to prove that Swerve Strickland isn't his daddy. Who have you got here?
I'm going to say Swerve, but this won't main event. It'll obviously they're announcing 3 as a triple main event, but I think the main event is obviously going to be Anarchy in the arena. But Swerve retains.
No such thing as 3 main events. There's one, the one that goes on last. WWE wants to. Was it 3 in Saudi? We've got a triple main event. No such thing. There's one. And in our main event segment, a few little bits of news to talk about, so we get to this. There it is. So, of course, news and headlines. So we'll start with, unfortunately, it looks like Ivar's career may very well be over and done with. I feel sorry for Ivar. He had a nice, decent run on the main roster, and he was just going to get him back into things on NXT, and looks like he could be done.
Apparently, that injury was just written out of story, so that's why the Gallus have taken up. It doesn't say if the career is over.
I read on Facebook that it could be his career could be over. So
well, let's hope they're wrong there. Let's hope that's not true there, because you can never always trust all sources on Facebook.
True, yeah, but I think it's, don't quote me on it, but it's like that. It's the one that gets everything right. Wrestle something WL. I'm just very. Might be that. But I'm very quickly looking now. I can't find it, but it's they post a lot and seem to get a hell of a lot right. So, second piece. Oh, I've made myself small. I made the screen small. Second piece of news is, let me find the pictures somewhere. So two pictures to show you. So last week, not even 700,000. That is bad. In America, where wrestling, well, America's spoilt for wrestling, but wrestling's biggest audience is America. And this, in 2 months, in fact, this year, reached 1 million. And in fact, the thing that brought them the biggest ratings was CM Punk. Damn. So your thoughts on all of that?
They really need to have. They have to look into. They have to either look into option about getting back the good ratings. Like I want to see AEW get a good rating, but they need to find. They need to find somewhere else to get them back. They need to find something or somewhere to get them back in the big ratings, or they may have to change their audience and how they do things.
That's it. They cater to a small little audience that likes all this hardcore stuff week in, week out. And if you're just going to cater to that audience and that's it, and never think about doing anything else, never going to grow. So quickly, if you, like somebody, they said to me, "You've got a month to fix AEW." Well, first of all, I'm taking Tony Khan off TV completely. His appearances would going forward be very rare. You know, you can be on TV when you've got an actual announcement to make, and it's big. It's not. Oh, we signed a new TV deal, and it's a big announcement. No, I would take him off doing any interview, live interview. I'd either take him off doing interviews or really coach him and say you can't be saying this. I would make them concentrate on themselves rather than on WWE all the time. Get away from the hardcore stuff. And I'd probably ditch Collision. Like, does Collision really bring in the ratings? If no, bye-bye Collision. But the main thing is getting away from that hardcore stuff because you're catering to that small audience. It's never going to grow. Ever. And if the mindset is run as an indie company, and again, I'm not saying indie wrestling is bad, it's some of the best, sometimes better than WWE. You're up close and personal, you get to meet the wrestlers. These wrestlers that might one day be in WWE and are. Ron Dart, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne. Trying to think of a woman wrestler. Alba Fire. All of these have been on the indies and now in WWE. So who knows? One day Bentley, Ryan Law might one day be in WWE. Who knows? Probably not, but who knows? So I'm not saying indie wrestling is bad. It's some of the best. But if you're treating the company as indie run, don't expect to take on the big dog that is WWE. Speaking of WWE, so since Mania, 1.1 million viewers lost. That's not good. That's all down to.
They actually got up a bit. Actually, Raw got a bit of a boost now in the ratings, and so did SmackDown this week. Raw this week got a boost in the ratings because one factor is they didn't have to compete with the basketball. I'll tell you the Raw rating for this week.
But they still lost over 1 million viewers.
Well, look, that's coming off Mania, so we lose a few casuals.
So the casuals didn't want to stick around. So the casuals didn't want to stick around because it's not interesting for them. Therefore, Cody's not a draw. So, it's not. They're not. He's not a draw to them.
It's not the problem with Cody.
He's a WWE champion.
He's on SmackDown. You're talking about both shows, like.
He's the guy. He's the guy. He should be pulling in more ratings than anybody. And isn't.
Raw this week got 1,733 million viewers this week, up from 1,589 the previous week. SmackDown's rating was SmackDown rating this week.
So it's more or less the same audience for Raw week in, week out. There's not like a massive gigantic spike.
SmackDown went up a bit, like, because that's the thing with Raw. Like, you had all the for WWE, you had all the build from WrestleMania, so that sends it up. Then when WrestleMania goes, it gets a bit quiet for a while, and then when we get the build up to SummerSlam, we may see a bit of an increase there. Like this Friday, SmackDown is going to be in Saudi Arabia, so we're going to see how the ratings do up there.
So I'd be interested to see. Obviously, this is what Netflix are looking at, the worldwide ratings, because the ratings that they reported per week, that's just America. That can't be the worldwide ratings. If SmackDown's getting, if SmackDown got 10 million, that if the worldwide ratings are 10 million, that's bad when there's 7 billion people in the world. That's a tiny, 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 tiny number. So it can't be worldwide ratings. I presume it's just American ratings. I presume that's what Netflix are looking at, worldwide ratings. But Cody's the guy, the WWE champion. He should be pulling more ratings than anybody, and doesn't. Therefore, failed champion. He doesn't.
Have you heard that he wants a new manager? He's looking for a manager.
Doesn't pull in the money. So a champion should do one of three things: elevate a title, which he's not going to do. He's not going to elevate it more than Reigns. Impossible. Unless he holds it for 4 years, which that won't happen. Bring in the money, which he isn't. Jey Uso selling him, and bring in the ratings, which he isn't. NBA brought in the ratings 2 weeks ago. And our final thing here.
They're still making money.
Say that again.
They're still making money.
Yes, WWE themselves will always make money, but Cody hasn't brought in any money. And this is we're not talking a year down the line. We're talking 6 weeks, and he's already being outsold in the t-shirt sales. Not good. Not good. We will look at what money does Cody bring in? Nothing. What ratings does he bring in? Nothing. Let's put this out onto somebody that does, and that somebody is. I'm not saying he's gonna do it, but Logan Paul brings in far more eyes than Cody does.
But here's the thing: when we're coming to merch sales, I looked at the merch sales this week. Nobody on the current main roster, apart from Jey Uso, is selling. When it comes to the merch sales, they're going the one and two merch sales at the moment are Stone Cold Steve Austin and Booker T.
So there's two people that aren't even there. So Stone Cold that hasn't wrestled isn't even on the roster, and Booker T that commentates for NXT is outselling the WWE champion.
But they're outselling the whole main roster. But hang on, it's not the first time that this has happened. Like look at 2014 when Daniel Bryan was WWE champion, then John Cena, then Brock Lesnar, and all the attention was on Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins to push them into the top spot. Do you know who the top merch seller was back then? Dean Ambrose.
Reigns.
Dean Ambrose.
Right.
Dean Ambrose was the top merch seller back then, so it's not the first time.
Jey Uso's the top. Jey Uso's the top merch seller, so WWE will look. This is what WWE look at. They don't look at. They won't put the title ratings and money. Ratings and money. Cody doesn't pull in either, so let's put this title quickly. And I'm not saying it's going to be anytime soon, but I can't see him having a long title run. Let's put this title onto somebody that does pull in those ratings. So if Logan does it,
but here's the thing: you still need certain audience that Cody has. Like Cody's audience is working class families and kids who are inspired.
Social. Let's look at social media. And how many followers does Cody have on social media? Guaranteed. Nowhere near as Cody. Nowhere near as Logan Paul.
Do you want me to look at Cody's Instagram or
Cody Rhodes' social media followers? Which would be
there's different social media. There's different social media pages. Hang on. Cody has a total on Instagram. You can't see. Hang on. He has 2 million followers.
And Logan?
Hang on, I'll look that up. $27 million. Well, yes, okay, 27 million. But like,
there you go. 25 more million people have heard of. So 25 more million people have heard of Cody Rhodes. So he's more of a draw than Cody ever will be.
But a match with Logan will help increase his social media following. A match with Logan will help increase.
That's because Logan's a bigger star. So why do we not put the title? I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying Logan's winning on Saturday. But from a big standpoint, why would he not put the title onto somebody that brings in more viewers and more money? Why would
because also, besides the viewers, you have to also consider. Just no, let me talk. There's certain audiences you have to keep as well. Like WWE, despite the new era they're in, the focus on pro wrestling, Cody's audience is families and children that look up to, particularly working class families. So you have to keep that audience in mind.
If I'm a multi-billionaire, I don't care about little kiddies and families. I'm looking at money.
But then again, but the kids are making.
That's what our Emmanuel's looking at.
But the kid, but I'm sure our Emmanuel knows.
Our Emmanuel doesn't even know what doesn't know what wrestling is, but yeah, I'm sure he's not in the booking meetings. He looks at WWE as dollar signs. That's it.
Where does some of his money come from?
So who is going to pull in more money for our Emmanuel? Logan Paul or Cody Rhodes? Logan Paul pulls in more money.
Yeah, he does pull in his fair share. But hang on, let me talk.
He doesn't look at. Let's keep. Go on.
Who are some of the everyday buyers in WWE? Families, children, teenagers that would look up to Cody Rhodes there.
Who brings in more views?
You can say Logan Paul
does. Paul has 25 million more views that he can bring in.
And also remember, Cody
Emmanuel, I'm looking at who brings in more exposure and more views and more eyes to my product, equaling in money, and that's Logan Paul. Will forever bring in more views and be worth a lot more than Cody ever will be. Cody's worth 8 million. Logan's worth 150 million. So if I'm businessman, and that's Manuel is look at he's not sat in the booking meeting going, the fatal 4-way on Raw, yeah, let's have Shayna and Zoe Stark win. He don't care. He looks at the bigger picture, what makes him money, and what makes our Emmanuel money is Logan Paul. Simple.
Okay, Logan Paul does make his fair share of money here, but also if I'm our Emmanuel, and in this new era of WWE and the direction they're going, focusing more on pro wrestling than sports entertainment, I also have to ask, will Logan Paul commit full time?
I didn't say he's going to win the title.
No, but say he puts the title on him at some point, will Logan Paul commit full time?
He is doing already, isn't he?
Not really, no. This is only his first match back since WrestleMania. His last appearance was on the Raw episode of the draft.
That's not his fault. That's the company's fault.
He needs to champion that next. I'm not saying it's his fault, but they just want to champion that.
Company's fault. That's Triple H's fault for not booking him. That's not Logan Paul's fault. Logan Paul is what you imagine will be there. But then that's how you make a star. If Logan Paul's there every single SmackDown, it's like, okay, Logan Paul's a massive name, but it's like, I can now choose. If he's going to be there every single week, why would I tune as a regular random viewer? Why would I tune in to see Logan Paul when I can see him the week after, and the week after that, and the week after that? That's how you create a star, by they're not there week in, week out. Because if they're week in, week out, they're just lumped in with everybody else. It's like, they don't feel special. They're just, this guy carries a belt, this woman carries a belt, and this one doesn't. That's the only difference. None of them feel special. Nobody in WWE, apart from The Rock, Reigns, aren't there anywhere, don't have that star quality feel. They're all just
you also have to remember we're in a new era with WWE, and they're making stars. So you can't expect everything just to go like that.
There's never.
Reigns was there.
WWE will never, ever, ever, ever make a star like The Rock. Never.
Well, not ask them to make a star like The Rock again. Make the new stars for themselves. That's the problem. That's the thing about this generation. Whenever we're seeing this new talent come in, we're saying this is the new this is the new that. Let them be themselves. Let them be the first this and that, and not be the new something from the past.
So none of these stars want to be where The Rock is.
They want to be where The Rock is. Hang on, hang on. I didn't say that. What I said was, they want to have the success of people like that, but they don't want to be compared or be called the new Rock around like that. They want to be called the first this, the first Cody Rhodes, the first Gunter, the first Logan Paul, the first LA Knight, the first Lyra Valkyria, the first Tiffany Stratton.
None of which should say, apart from Logan, are going to be stars. None of those.
Keep watching and see what happens between now and then.
So Lyra Valkyria and Tiffany Stratton are going to be on the board, are they?
I'm not asking to be on the board.
Lyra and Valkyrie are going to go and take Tiffany and Lyra are going to go and take over Hollywood. No, they're going to have their
Tiffany
own
has that
energy.
Hollywood. Well, hang on. Now, hang on. Tiffany has that look Hollywood wants. Good looking, athletic, strong. She'd get on Hollywood.
So Tiffany and Lara are going to have their own energy drink brand, tequila brand,
I
a
don't
movie
know. Like
company.
they do, they don't.
No, they're never going to reach the height The Rock is, because The Rock's a complete global megastar.
Yeah, The Rock was doing his thing years, and he had WWE. Lyra was only probably a child when The Rock was top.
Lyra's never, ever, ever going to reach the heights The Rock is, because he's on the board. So he's always going to be higher above everybody, forever. But talking about The Rock, of course, he made a brand new movie, and this looks nothing like him. Just at 52, at 52, he looks like that.
It's quite impressive for 52. It's quite, and there's a lot of makeup on him as well.
And here's another WrestleMania and him doing his movie like at 52.
It's incredible. Like, he looks so different with the makeup. I think he looks like Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, people have said that. All I can do is just admire that physique. It's just like, wow.
It's great. It's great to be in that shape at that age. I'd love to be in that shape if I was 52. It's a great thing to have.
It takes a hell of a lot of work. You've got to live in the gym, eat very, 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 very healthy. But yeah, and play the genetics as well. Genetics help. But yeah, if you're not dedicated to it, then
yeah,
it takes a lot of healthy eating to be in that shape, though.
Mm-hmm. It does, all right.
I don't think The Rock's pot noodles. Yeah, I don't think he's living on pot noodles.
No, I don't think he's living on pot noodles either.
If I met him, I'll say, Rock, do you live on pot noodles? Do I help? very, very unhealthy. Well, pot noodles aren't too unhealthy, are they? I don't know.
You eat too much, they are, but I've only ate them once recently, but still.
I don't think there are too. Well, what's in it? It's all dry. It's all dry food. You just add water. I don't see kind of how it'd be unhealthy. But yeah, everybody do join me this Saturday and Sunday. That's where I'm doing my predictions. Is it 6 p.m. start for King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, and play a 6-hour pay-per-view for AEW again. But yeah, do get sharing this, like, subscribe, and here's to the next episode 21 next week. And like, subscribe, all of that. Acknowledge, electrify. Good night and goodbye.